All right. So next thing that we are gonna do is creating our first model. So we'll be writing a SQL script for that, and then eventually running that model so it can get created in Snowflake as well. So before jumping into that, I'm going to go with the folder structure explanation a little bit. If you see that we have the models folder over here, and we have a subfolder example that has a couple of models already created. The first is my first DBT model, and the second is my second DBT model. So these are the pre-built models that came with the initialization of project when we did that. So these are very basic models, just doing some selection and nothing fancy in there. So we would not be focusing much on these one. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file so we can create the customer's model. So we'll reference this script that's provided on the documentation. I'll actually copy it to the code editor over here and then explain what it's doing. So we have a few CTEs. The first CTE is basically doing selection from the raw customers table. Is just selecting some basic information of customers, and then we have the orders CTE, which is getting orders related information, and the third CTE is basically performing some aggregations, calculating some aggregations on the order data. And finally, on the final CTE, what we are doing is putting everything together and then selecting at last. So this is what it's doing over here. So we have the script ready. And now what we need to do is to build that model. We have the script ready, and let's do a magic command. So actually there is no magic command, it's called basically dbt run. So dbt run does the magic, it builds the models, all of the models that we have in our dbt project. So I'll just type the command at the bottom in the terminal and then hit enter so it can get executed. So you can see that it's taking a little time over here. It's building um, both of the models. So one thing that our new model didn't get picked up, and if I go back, the reason is that we didn't save the file. If you can see the dot over here, it means the file is not saved. So what I'll do is I'll save as and go to the models folder. So I would not put that in example folder since it's something that we're creating on our own. So I'll just place it in the models folder itself and give it a name, customers dot SQL. All right, and then create. So the model has been created. You can see it processed and it kind of got the actual path for it under the models folder, and also on the version control tab over here, it fetched the changes for the new file creation. So now we are pretty good to go to the terminal and do the dbt run command, and that will basically pick up this new file as well. All right, so it's running. Again, it's mentioning over here first model, that was the branch that we created. It's listed here as well, and you can see that we have all the three models being successfully created with a green tick mark, and you can see all of three in parsed, no warning, no error, and that sounds good. And just to make verify that quickly, I'll jump back to the Snowflake. And now looking at the Snowflake under our analytics database under DBT M Hassan Qayyum schema, that was our development schema when we were setting up DBT Cloud. So we have two types of objects over here, tables and views, and you can see our customer model was created as a view materialized object. And but we'll look later into that, what different materialization options we have available in dbt. But for now, let's verify that our model is being correctly executed and built. So over here you can see that we have all the details. It's kind of getting all the SQL for the model, and also all the related columns are here, and data preview seems accurate.